Where I Come From by Hannah Fuchs. I come from a family of creators. My father, an engineer who loves manipulating metal and wood to make his visions materialistic, and my mother adding her magic flair to clothing and inspiring fashion. I come from a family of musicians, where silence is uncommon in the household and the music never stops. I come from solace being found when I slide my bow across the four strings of the violin to create a melody. I come from my parents telling me the importance of practicing the violin daily and doing so to the best of my ability. I come from an appreciation for music's ability to move anyone. I have seen firsthand with dementia residents that I have cared for who don't remember things like their child's name or what their wife or that their wife has passed, but they remember every word to You Are My Sunshine and the happiness that is associated with that song when I play my guitar. I come from watching black and white TV shows like Andy Griffith with my family to remind us of simple times. I come from 102 acres that extend to a lakefront, and every summer the family gathers to camp, canoe in the lake, and go four-wheeling on the trails. I come from a family that believes in hard work and always being kind. I come from a yard with a pool that was the optimal place to hang out in the summer and fueled my passion for competitive swimming. I competed as a husky in high school and as a cougar at the collegiate level. I come from a town with only one stoplight, and the surrounding towns are considered big because they have a Target. I come from a home where steam from the stove could always be seen because my mom was canning the next batch of vegetables from our garden. I come from a love of nature and the belief that all living things deserve respect. I come from having a pet dog named Buck for the past 15 years and knowing that he is always there for me and always willing to go on walks by the lake. I come from a passion for learning and choosing a career that fosters the desire to learn. Having a biology degree has strengthened my love for science, and nursing allows me to use science to heal others in ways that are hands-on. I come from the University of Minnesota Morris, where diversity was celebrated and accepted. I learned what it truly means to fit in by standing out. I come from Catholicism and the belief in one loving and forgiving God. I come from going to church on Sundays and believing that God's presence can be felt anywhere, not just in the chapel. I come from the belief that every person is worthy of love and respect. I come from having empathy for the residents I have cared for and the patients I will care for in the future. I come from the belief that listening to others is the best way to show support. I come from the belief that true healing is being physically and mentally healthy, and that health is fueled by food, a support system, spirituality, and activity. I understand that being healthy is a privilege, and that not everyone has access to or the ability to be truly healthy. I come from the desire to bridge the gap between the need for healthcare and the people it is accessible to.